Okay, so here we've got two histograms given to us, right? This histogram here, if you look here, it says it records the time taken for each angler to catch the first fish, okay? So this represents anglers here and their first fish, and down here then this is talking about the mass of every fish. So think about it in terms of the weight, right? So you think about it that way if you want, the weight of each fish on this histogram here. So two histograms. So let's look at the questions. Last year, okay, how many of the fish caught had a mass of less than 250 grams? Now notice here it's talking about mass, so you've got to identify which histogram to use. Now that is referring to the anglers. Here this is referring to the mass of the fish. So less than 250 grams. Now 250 grams, this is in kilograms here. So 250 grams, if you think about it, is a quarter of a kilogram, okay? 1/4 of a kilogram, which of course would be 0.25 kilograms. So we're looking at there, right? That's where we've got 0.25 kilograms. Now less than 0.25 would be this here. And remember, the frequency, they're asking for how many in the question, aren't they? Part A, how many. The frequency is represented by the area. How many is represented by the area? So it'd be this 8 here times this here, which is 0.25. So let's write that down here. 8 times 0.25. And of course 0.25 is just a quarter. So a quarter of 8 is 2. So that's how many. It says then last year, the first angler to catch their fish first did so after 3.5 hours. They're talking about the final angler here, did so after 3.5 hours. How many other anglers took more than 3 hours? So again, how many, right? We're looking at the frequency, so we're looking at the area here, and the area here after 3 hours would be this here. So we've got this length here, which is 1, and this height here, which is also 1 if you look at the scale. So 1 times 1 is 1. We're only going to get 1 in here. Okay, so one person took more than 3 hours. Now be careful with the reading of the question, because it says how many other anglers took more than 3 hours. Well, only one angler took more than 3 hours. So that one angler that took more than 3 hours must be this final one here. They must represent this one. So in terms of how many others, there's 0, isn't it? There's 0 others. It's just that final angler there who took more than 3.5 hours. Okay. Part C then, the number of anglers taking part this year was 3 times as many as took part last year. How many anglers took part in the competition this year? Okay, so this year we're interested in, but it's in terms of this year, it relates to last year, doesn't it? The number of anglers took part this year was 3 times as many took part last year. So how many took part last year? Well, let's look at last year's. This is how many we get, and again, we just need the areas, okay? To get how many, we need the areas. So we're going to have to work out the areas of each of these here. Okay, so I'll do that now by considering each block here. So we've got the area here, 1 times 2, okay, which is 2. And then we've got here, that's a half, isn't it? Half times 6. Okay, so we've got that there. And then again, we've got another half here times 8. And then we've got another half here times 10. Got another half then times 4. And then we've got 1 then times 1, and we've already worked that out to be 1, haven't we? So now we work that out to be 2. Half of 6 is 3. Half of 8 is 4. Half of 10 is 5. Half of 4 is 2, and then plus 1. So add these up. That comes to 17. So 17, now that was last year, don't forget. These histograms represent last year. We want this year. This year is 3 times as many. So 3 times 17 gives me 51. Okay, so I've got myself the 4 marks there. Part D then, the median mass of the fish caught this year. Okay, I'm getting confused with this year and last year, but this year was 0.9. Last year, of course, is on the histograms. So the median mass for this year was 0.9. What is the difference in kilograms between the median mass of the fish caught this year and the median mass of the fish caught last year? So we need to get the median mass. Okay, and now we're looking at this, obviously. We're looking at the mass histogram diagram, and we need to get the median. Now, in order to get the median, we need to determine how many fish have been caught And it doesn't say, doesn't it, in the question? Okay, this is about every fish here, the mass of every fish. We don't know how many were caught in total. And that's important. We need to know how many in order to get the median, in order to get the middle one. So again, I'm back to working out the areas of each of these. Okay, I'm going to have to work out the areas of each of these to work out how many were caught. So the area here, I've got, well, we worked that out to be 2, didn't we, earlier on? It's 8 times a quarter, so that's 2. And again, these are all quarters, okay? So to speed things up for the video, maybe I'll just work these out in my head. A quarter here times 32 is 8, okay? Then I've got a quarter here times 40, which is 10. Works out quite nice, isn't it? A quarter times 24. Quarter of 24 is 6. Quarter then times 32 is 8. A quarter times 16 is 4. And a quarter then times this, which is 4. That's just 1 there. Okay? Have I done that right? Oh, I say a quarter. That's not a quarter, isn't it? That there is half, isn't it? So it's half times 4, which is 2. Good. The reason why, I mean, I didn't make that mistake intentionally, but I'm looking here and I could see that area there has got to be half this area, hasn't it? Because it looks half of it. So when I wrote down 1, I thought that's a bit strange. Okay, so it is half of it, isn't it? Because visually you've got to see here that it is half, and I obviously made a mistake there. That gap there is half, isn't it? So half times 4 is 2. So add them up, and that comes to 10, 20, 26, 34, 38, 40. Okay, 40. Let me just double check that. 40, yeah, so 40 fish caught last year. That means the median fish, the middle fish, the median fish will be is the 20th one. It's the 20th fish caught, because you just go halfway, right? Always go halfway. Now, in terms of the 20th one caught, let's see where we are. Now, I'd like to write values in the bars here. We know there's 2 fish there. We've already worked that out earlier. We know, what was that there? Was that 8, yeah? Because that was a quarter times 32, so there's 8 there. So far I've got 10, okay? I've got 10 fish, but I want to get to the 20th. Now, how many were here? We worked up that bar, that area to be 10. So can you see now already I've got 20? Okay, I've got 2 plus 8 plus 10. I've got 20 fish here. Now, what often helps is just to sort of see now, here, I've got 20 fish this side of that number. Okay, 2 plus 8 plus 10, so I've got 20 this side, and obviously then I'm going to have 20 this side. I could write them in, but I'm not going to. Okay, but all of those areas there would add up to 20. So I've got 20 this side, 20 that side, which means the 20th must be here. 20th must be here, right? Because it takes you up to the 20th, which is this measure here, which is 0, it's halfway between those two, so 0.75. So 20th fish, or the median fish, rather, the median mass will equal 0.75 kilograms. Now it's asking for the difference between last year and this year, so you've just got to take them away. So 0.9, take away 0.75, and we get 0.15. Okay, as our answer. Excellent.